Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we'll be looking at the base model Tacoma, aka the affordable Tacoma. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Large Miller Toyota here in Murray for giving me some time with this Tacoma. I'll include a link to the website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a turbo 2.4 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed. Fuel economy with this is 19 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 278 horsepower and then 317 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So taking a look at the hood, it's raised there on either side, and even the base model Tacoma still gets the kind of like blacked out headlights, so it has a sportier look. And then you'll notice that we just have exposed plastic for the grille. You do have fog lights though with this entry level, and you got a massive air dam. You can always remove that, it's very easy. And yeah, the front end doesn't look too bad for a work truck basically. Our tire wheel setup is 245 by 70 by 17, and with the Tacoma still have independent front suspension. And notice how that's all painted to match, so it looks a little bit more premium because of that. Tacoma there on the side, SR5 there on the back. You've got the new multi-link setup in the rear, but here's your side profile with the truck. Again, for what is ultimately a work truck, it actually looks pretty good. This leads us to the key fob where we have our lock and unlock function. You got the Toyota logo there at the bottom as well. Nice little setup here, and tailgate's not dampened. You've got protection here from the factory in the form of bed liner. They do have composite beds with the Tacoma, so that already kind of doesn't really need protection, but the bed liner makes it so it's sticky, which is nice. Anyways, Tacoma there on the back. You got the double taillight design as well. Exhaust tip hanging out the side. There's the rest of the rear. Now popping inside, it's gonna be more basic with the trim throughout, easy to clean. Again, work truck life, right? Here are the seats, all cloth, and you do have under seat storage too, which is nice. Not a ton of room here in the back for passengers. Again, typical mid-size pickup truck. Got the cup holders there, the charging port too. But yeah, good headroom though with the passenger cabin. This leads us up front where they do give you some padding on the armrest, which is a big plus. All of your window controls, mirror adjustments, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. 1,200 pounds of payload. Here's the front seat. Cloth, manually adjustable. Here's your adjustments there on the side. Got your stability control there. Let's turn on the cargo light. Steering wheel's manually adjustable too. With the steering wheel, again, a little bit more basic with the material use, but it looks nice from a distance, right? Practical controls here to go through the center screen, volume, voice command controls. Do have adaptive cruise control with lane centering, so it still comes with quite a bit of tech. Regular stocks here on the back. Now with that gauge cluster, you can scroll through different bits of info on the car, so it's nice that you can see all of that. And although it's not full digital like the loaded up trims, I think it still looks nice. Backup camera in reverse. Trajectory lines do turn with the steering wheel. Good resolution too. You do get the smaller screen with this, but still has pretty much the same functionality. It's quick to respond. Little volume control here on the side too. Single zone climate, and then got some USB ports and everything there. Some storage. Got this grab handle off to the side. Parking brake with your auto hold, and then we've got our drive line select. So 2-speed transfer case. You have a tow haul mode and your ECT power. Some cup holders here, and then got some trim on the center console. It's pretty nice. Okay, storage, kind of like a Wrangler in terms of storage. And then you've got the glove box, again, good storage. Tacoma there, and then you got storage up above the glove box. Regular rear view mirror, nothing crazy with that. And then no center for anything like that. And then the rear glass is fixed. So there's not a lot of options added to this, just basically the spray-on bed liner for the most part. That's the most expensive. $42,540, and well, dealers are doing some discounts on these Tacomas because there's quite a few of them. So yeah, there's even more off of that. So anyways, let's see how it performs. Well, let us set off in this entry-level Tacoma. Very interested to see what happens with the Tacoma and Tundra over the next while, because I mean, you guys can see there's quite a few. We've got a row of Tundras there. Everything else with Toyota is sold out. And I mean, you can tell that Toyota has been loving their existence with having everything sold out, because it means that, well, they've got pricing power, and not only do they have pricing power, but it's good for everyone, right? Like, they're selling a lot of cars, the dealers don't have to pay a lot of inventory overhead, the manufacturer doesn't have to do a lot of incentives. Like, it's great for them. But these Tundras and these Tacomas, thorn in the side of Toyota right now. So right off the bat, this turbocharged engine's got great power. Again, this is the non-hybrid. The hybrid's got way more power than the previous gen Tacoma. And the truck in general is a little bit more, I'd say, luxury compared to the outgoing model. They've just added stuff to kind of make this a little bit nicer. Man, it's good power. It's all about the low end torque with this. And the 8-speed's just clicking off the gears. The 6-speed with the 3.5 really struggled. Like, part of me is like, did Toyota actually go and drive? Did Toyota actually go and drive one of their, you know, old previous gen Tacomas before they sold it? Did you drive it on the highway? Because it's with the gear hunting and everything, is pretty awful. Durable though, right? Suspension's pretty comfortable. And this is entry level, doesn't have any fancy shocks or anything like that. So really, when you do put it all together, it's nice packaging. And this one being, you know, low 40s, not too bad for a new pickup truck. 4x4 too. Just put some all-terrain tires on this thing and it can go places. And again, there's a lot of dealers are discounting these. So, I mean, this one literally has like 4K off on the window. So 38 grand for this thing. Not too bad. But it does show that Toyota does have weakness with this product in the Tundra in terms of demand. And how do they build demand, right? Is it pricing? I mean, that's definitely part of it. I mean, if this was priced at, like, if this stickered for, I don't know, mid-30s with how this is spec'd out, would people be jumping all over it? Maybe, right? Maybe it's just pricing. But I think another big part of it is truck buyers expect different things than car buyers. Even though not everyone keeps their truck for hundreds of thousands of miles, people want to think that the truck can do that. And this is definitely with Toyota people, but even with people that buy American brands, they want to think that this is durable and it's going to last, right? And so, yeah, obviously the recalls and all that kind of stuff kind of muddies the water a little bit, but the other part of it is just how plasticky the new Tacoma and the Tundra are. Now, part of it helps out weight savings. You know, if you have to replace stuff, well, plastic's kind of cheaper, so helps out with that. But it doesn't feel quite as truck-like. So there's obviously benefits to it. You know, rust isn't really going to be an issue when you're all plastic. But yeah, there's definitely downsides in terms of the overall feel and the presentation of the product. And so, you know, I think that this is just my personal take. I think that Toyota could keep things just as plasticky as they are right now. People would be completely fine with that. If, actually, here's what I'll say. So if Toyota made everything kind of like more durable, feeling like it used to be, but kept these engines, that would barely move the mark. If Toyota kept everything plasticky and added in what people have been commenting time and time again, bring back the V8, and I understand emissions and all of that, but there's a chance that some of these emissions restrictions might be lifted. We'll see, time will tell on that. But the other thing is Toyota sells a lot of different cars, and so they can offset, right? They got to do the GM thing where they sell some electric cars, and those electric cars offset the emissions, you know, in terms of the credits and everything of the gas cars, so they can still, like Chevy still sells a bunch of V8s. So I think that Toyota would benefit massively by taking that approach. So instead of having to throw these smaller engines into the trucks and SUVs, go back to the V6s, go back to the V8s, and sell some, you know, even if you have to work with GM, right? That's what that's what Honda's done. They're working with GM to sell electric cars. Like, whatever you got to do to get some electric cars under your brand to sell them, do it. So that's my thought.